So the question I was asked was, I'm having trouble. The person said, I'm having trouble identifying cosecant graphs and then knowing what to do with them. So I did, to the example I posted on the discussion board was this blue graph, but of course I had already added in the red graph. So that's typically what I'll do is I'll take a look at the inverse or the reciprocal trig functions they want me to deal with, and then I'll sketch in whatever I think it is. I mean, I'll come down. I know it comes down. I know it bounced up. There's some kind of amplitude going on, and then what I'll do is I'll look for the midline, the halfway point between the two graphs. What I'm seeing here is, let's see. Let's try this. I'm seeing, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to go and use the paint tools. Let's see here. So I'm seeing a midline. Let's see. I've got a range of what it goes up to +1, down to -7. So that's a distance of 8. So I'm going to come down to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here is the midline for that red graph. Let me come over here and draw a line there. So that's the midline. So then what I'm noticing, let me come back up here to a pointer. Then I'm noticing that this graph, this red graph, crosses that midline very nicely, right at a nice lattice point. So that's telling me this is a sine graph, because remember, cosine starts up, I mean, the normal old cosine graph starts up on the y-axis at +1, then drops down to either side, while the sine starts at 0 at the origin, moves up and then down. So if we consider this, let's consider this point right here. So that would be a sine graph that's been shifted to the left pi units, right? Instead of starting at the origin, it starts left pi units. So this is telling me, it's communicating to me that this could be a cosecant graph, because it's a reciprocal. So, right, if I come here and let me get some other ink going here. So hopefully this is a red. So I'm seeing vertical asymptotes here. I'm seeing a vertical asymptote here. I'm seeing another vertical asymptote here. So I'm thinking that this is a cosecant graph. But before I even go there, let's write an equation for the sine graph. So I know it's a sine graph. I see it's been shifted to the left pi unit, so pi x plus pi, and then I see it's got an amplitude of 4. Let's see, what else do I know? It's also been shifted down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 units. Let's see, is that right? 1, 2, 3 has been shifted down 3 units because it's the midlines at y equals -3. And do I need anything else? Let's see, it's not been reflected, at least not using that point here. So I think that's the graph for the sine graph. So the cosecant graph is just, what's the beautiful thing about cosecant graphs? You can just kind of transfer everything right back up. And that's the equation of the cosecant graph that's graphed here in blue. So find the reciprocal graph that you want to find, write that equation, and then you can just transfer all the numbers up into your inverse or reciprocal trig function graph. Okay, that easy.